Hey guys, how's it going? Name's Michael Sky here from LIFliesMike. You guys may have watched some of our YouTube Flytying tutorials before. In case you guys don't know, we stream every Wednesday and Friday night at 7:30 Eastern Standard Time p.m. on twitch.tv/blockedwizard. And you can kind of get a little sneak preview here of what our streams look like. And again, 7:30 twitch.tv/blockedwizard for live fly tying streams every Wednesday and Friday night. Make sure to hit that follow button, and we do a fly giveaway every Friday for subs of the channel. So hopefully you enjoy this video of the rabbit candy, and using some red thread here just for some easy identification in the video, and doesn't look too bad when the fly is done either. Start out with a little bit of white bucktail for support. Again, when I like to tie these flies, I like to keep the color the same. I like to go single tone, so if I'm tying with a white rabbit strip, I'll go all white. Tie this bucktail down. This is really just like kind of like a little bit of a support for this rabbit strip. We got some white rabbit strip here, regular, non-cross cut. Let's line this up. Let's see. I want it to be about 3.5, 4 inches. Try and get a clean cut on that. You always want to tie the rabbit in with the hair flowing backwards. So what you do is we'll get our strip nice and flat, tie it in right up to where the hook point is. Take a little bit of super glue. Coat that. It's kind of the benefit of having a Regal Revolution vise. Big shout out to Regal for building me this vise. Made things a hell of a lot easier in my day-to-day life. Alright. So from here on, we're pretty much just going with white bucktail and flash. So you take a decent amount of white bucktail. Now a little note here so you don't get any waste is you can see some of the hairs are longer than others. So what I do is I grab them by the tips, pull them like so, and then I can match them up, get them the same length. Kind of want to pull all the shorter, small hairs out of the way so they don't get in the way while we're gluing this fly. And you don't want the bucktail to go past where the support bucktail is. You can see it ends right about here. Because if the bucktail goes past and goes towards the end of the rabbit fur, it's definitely going to cause the rabbit fur to not have the best action that it could have. You want that rabbit strip dangling out unencumbered. So we're going to cut this nice and flush. Make sure it's nice and tight. Pull on it, make sure the hairs are nice and secure. Now we'll go with another collar on the bottom. You want to use a good amount of bucktail to fill in, give the fly a nice body. Again, get your hairs all lined up. Try not to have any waste. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, even commercial fly tires break their thread every once in a while. Again, you don't have to use a red or white thread. You can use mono, whatever you like, black, whatever floats your boat. Make sure your thread is tied evenly back. All right. So we got our bucktail in. So now we're just going to take some regular pearl flashbou here, and I like to loop it like so, and then just take it right over the hook eye. And you can kind of control the way that it lays down, so we have the flash evenly laying on either side. Kind of like so. So you can see here our flash is tied on the sides here. Gives it a nice look. And then we just whip finish. So now I always take a little bit of super glue, kind of help the eyes adhere, because when we apply the resin, sometimes the eyes like to lift off. Get those on there. These are 3/32 eyes, by the way. Any of the materials you're looking to purchase, you can go head over to saltwaterflies.com. Chris Windrum is a good customer of mine. We tie a lot of flies for them over there, and they have an awesome selection. They have an awesome selection of material, really good prices. So they've been in the business for a long time. I used to buy materials from them when I was a kid. So go head over there, show them some love. Great place to get material, good prices. Wide selection too. So you can see we got the eyes on here, and you want to just make sure kind of, you know, they're even in their placement. So now, grab the material, pull it tight back. That's how I tie all my candies. We're going to start off with some solarez thick. Solarez is the only UV resin that I use. Great stuff. I go through hundreds and hundreds of dollars of it every year. So we're starting off with the thick. We always start off with the thick. Lay a pretty decent amount here. Then we're just going to go all the way around. Even behind the bend of the hook, we want to make sure that we kind of get some of the resin behind, so it doesn't kind of stops the fly from fouling. Go around, coat top and bottom, make sure it's evenly spread around. Alright, looking good. So then we take it. What I'm doing here is I'm just taking the light and I'm hitting either side for a couple seconds just to keep it in place. So now we can go back and hit it for about 10 seconds on either side. Let it get nice and cured. And then we could fill it in with the solarez thin. That'll be the next step. Because you really don't want to just fish it like this now. It's not very strong. It needs that thin to fill in all the gaps and kind of make it even that much stronger, that much more durable, and look even that much better. Alright, now's the time. If you have any loose hairs, you can kind of get them out of the way, clip them out of the way. Any stragglers that were falling behind. Alright, so now we're going to go with our solarez thin, which we have right here, and we're going to fill in all the gaps. Go with a pretty healthy amount here. You want to make sure you take some and go right behind the bend in the hook and on the bottom, because it's always a weak spot right there. But be careful, don't go too much. This stuff's going to run on you real quick. It's very thin viscosity. Go around, make sure it's evenly spread. If you have any hairs poking up, you can kind of get them out of the way. Make sure they lay flat. So you want to make sure, you can see we have a little bit of gaps that need to be filled in. You can always do this in 2 coats, the thin, if you really have to apply a lot, but I don't like going too heavy with it. Make sure that gap behind the hook point is nice and filled up. Let's go with a little bit more down here. Just take your time, because once you cure it, you can't go back, so. Alright, so now we can hit it on either side. I like to hit it on either side again for a couple seconds. Kind of slowly rotate it. What we're doing here is we're trying not to overheat the resin by hitting it with too much light or curing it too quickly. So make sure you rotate it every couple seconds and just slowly go back and forth, making sure you hit every part with the light. I like to do about 10 seconds on either side total, 15 maybe. Don't, try and keep a little bit of distance from the light, from the fly as well. And again, we're just trying to avoid overheating it, that's all. And you'll know when it's done because when you touch it, it will literally have no tackiness to it. So it's the great thing about the solarez. You kind of hit it with the light, you get it nice and cured. You can stick it out in the sun if you'd like, but you can just take it out and fish it and it's ready to go. No need for rubbing alcohol or anything like that. Alright, that's that. I mean, you can see here, literally no tackiness whatsoever. The UV that extends past the bend of the hook is going to prevent the rabbit strip from fouling. And yeah, just a neat variation of a classic fly, the Bucktail surf candy, or as we call it, the inlet candy at the LIFliesMike community. So if you guys are interested in purchasing this fly, you can actually follow the link down below to our website, LIFliesMike.com, for hand-tied flies and teasers by me. You can also view our live fly tying streams at twitch.tv/blockedwizard every Wednesday and Friday at 7:30 Eastern Standard Time PM. There'll be a link below for that as well. If you sub to the channel, we do a Friday fly giveaway every Friday for subs of the channel. So you have a chance to win the flies that we tie on stream. So we have a lot of fun with that. And again, we appreciate you stopping by. And as always, tight lines.